Please welcome William Rickard, co-chair of the Teachers College Board of Trustees.
As co-chair of the Board of Trustees, along with Jack Hyland, I have the honor of officially opening today's ceremony. On behalf of the entire community at Teachers College, I welcome you to the 2017 Masters Convocation. It is now my great pleasure to introduce the President of Teachers College, Susan H. Furman.
Welcome to a most joyous occasion as we honor the talented women and men who have already achieved so much and are just getting started. I give you the 2017 Master's graduates of Teachers College. Congratulations, graduates, you made it. Congratulations as well to those who helped you make it to this day, our outstanding faculty, and our dedicated staff who keep us on track, fed, safe, and well-maintained. And let's all show our appreciation to your families and partners for their love, encouragement, and support. Graduates, you now join the ranks of our 90,000 alumni who are leaders in education, psychology, and health. Like them, you now have the power to transform the learning environments of your schools and organizations and to expand educational opportunity for everyone, including our most marginalized and vulnerable fellow human beings. And like them, you are dedicating your lives and careers to the pursuit of social justice, a TC tradition that literally goes back 130 years to our founder, Grace Hoadley Dodge. Grace Dodge was among the leaders of a growing movement in the late 19th century to provide educational and social opportunities for low-income and marginalized populations. Like her contemporary Jane Addams, who founded settlement houses where people from different socioeconomic backgrounds could share ideas and information, Grace was bound and determined to improve the lives of struggling families. It was her unique vision to establish a college that would prepare teachers to work with immigrant students and their families who had recently fled poverty, war, and prejudice and were still encountering xenophobia and economic peril. It was also Grace Dodge's brilliance to recognize the need for a new kind of educator, one with the skills, cultural understanding, and self-awareness to understand and address immigrants' educational, health, and psychological needs. Armed with this deeper knowledge, this new type of educator could help immigrants and their communities achieve economic mobility and social equality. Thanks to Grace Dodge, Teachers College quickly became a force for increasing educational opportunity as a path to greater social justice. As more populations gained a foothold in society, thanks to institutions like TC, it became more essential for educators to teach the rights and responsibilities of citizenship. And the teaching of civics became commonplace in American classrooms throughout much of the 20th century. Helped by TC icons like Harold Rugg, founder of the National Council of the Social Studies, students were taught to think critically, to make knowledgeable judgments about political and social issues, to analyze and weigh the statements of journalists, politicians, and policymakers. They were encouraged to participate in constructive and respectful debate, to consider opposing viewpoints, to vote, and even to consider running for office. They were taught about how the U.S., a nation of immigrants, has from time to time encountered and then marginalized ways of nativism. They were taught that basic rights are guaranteed for all, not just for those who triumph at the ballot box. Sadly, over the years, an ever narrower focus on testing math and reading skills squeezed civics out of the curriculum almost entirely. But we shouldn't romanticize the past. For much of the 20th century, legal and then de facto segregation was condoned. It's clear that the civics of old did not confront racial and cultural stereotyping and biases that persist today. When we reflect on recent and current events, from violence against people of color, women, and LGBT individuals, to the prevalence of fake news and the divisiveness of our political climate, we must conclude that the time has come to revive civic education for today's multicultural, multiracial, multi-ethnic digital society. And this time, the lessons of critical thinking, civil dialogue, and public engagement must go hand in hand with an unshakable commitment to confront prejudice and discrimination and to secure safety, opportunity, and equality for all. Thank you. As the largest and best school of education in the world, I would say the universe, and now maybe in the multi-universes, TC is up to the challenge. We have launched a major civic education initiative to redesign, reinvigorate, and reestablish civic education for the 21st century. Faculty from across departments have been coming together to plan a series of projects, from pre-K to post-secondary, from professional development to digital literacy programs. Graduates, we're so proud of the ways that you have contributed to our ideas for improving and advancing civic education. And we know that you're well prepared to keep challenging, reimagining, and changing the way our schools and institutions work to produce kind, thoughtful, and engaged citizens. We have faith in the future because we've already seen you promote civic education in at least 3 distinct ways. First, you've promoted civic engagement at TC, beginning with your calls for more robust discussions on how to educate responsibly about race, gender, and class. For example, through our Racial Literacy Roundtable series, you participated in discussions on topics such as global collaboration through new classroom media, the value of generating youth activism, and the power of personal narrative. Through our Civic Participation Project, you help organize conversations, cultural events, safe spaces, and podcasts for the exchange of multiple perspectives on social justice and on youth well-being in our schools and communities. And many of you were instrumental in categorizing 6 courses across the college through a race, ethnicity, and intercultural understanding curriculum map. The map is helping guide TC students as they think about race and diversity from multiple perspectives. The second way you promoted civic education was by supporting faculty and student-led efforts to help produce responsible, engaged citizens. Some of you have helped faculty in human development enhance civic education by engaging middle and high school students in electronic peer dialogues on controversial social issues, and by developing urban middle school students' argumentative writing skills. Those of you in our Adult Learning and Leadership program have helped build a more inclusive society by advancing research on how leaders can make their organizations more civil and participatory by promoting and leveraging meaningful diversity. Some of you were instrumental in developing the Black Lives Matter higher education series of discussions, which has shown a valuable light on the historical and present-day obstacles facing African Americans and other people of color in colleges and universities. Others of you have joined faculty in analyzing how youth are using social media and digital games to understand and respond to the current political climate, and how to develop more effective digital tools to enhance civic dialogue and engagement. Some of you have helped faculty prepare and review resources for UNESCO's work on global citizenship education and the prevention of violent extremism. And some of you have modeled the benefits of cultural understanding and respect by bringing science to life for students in underserved urban schools through the use of hip hop and rap. The third way you've promoted civic education is through your own individual work. Take Marie-Ed Rivera Nieves, who is receiving her master's in international and comparative education. When Marie-Ed was 8, she and her parents left behind the support of their huge extended family in Puerto Rico for a new life in Minnesota, followed by frequent moves. Like many Puerto Ricans living on the mainland, Marie-Ed never felt as if she really belonged in any one place. Rather, she felt a sense of what she calls neither here nor there-ness. Lonely and nervous around her peers, Marie-Ed longed to witness different ways of life. When a college study abroad program brought her to Europe, she finally got to see the world through new perspectives, and she felt lonely and nervous no more. After college, Marie-Ed got to help others who felt neither here nor there. She worked with refugees from Somalia and Myanmar and volunteered as an ESL teacher for refugees and immigrants. She then came to TC to learn how to become the best advocate she could be for people who are physically and emotionally displaced. At TC, Marie-Ed worked with a program providing K-12 outreach to schools trying to develop better civic and cultural education programs. She developed curricula and led workshops on Latin American studies and art. Marie-Ed wrote her theses on teaching and policy in Puerto Rico's public education system and plans to get involved in community engagement projects with the Puerto Rican community in New York. Marie-Ed will continue to help others build civic strength and pride as an immigration and public education advocate. Marie-Ed, we need more citizen leaders like you. Congratulations. Among the many citizen leaders graduating today are 18 military officers receiving their masters in social organizational psychology. They are vocal and members of TC's Eisenhower Leadership Development Program, our unique partnership with the U.S. Military Academy at West Point. These 4 women and 14 men, selected from a pool of nearly 1,000 applicants to the program, collectively have served some 500 months in places of war and unrest around the globe, from Iraq to Haiti. They've won a number of awards for bravery, including Purple Hearts. And as platoon leaders, executive officers, and company commanders, they all developed a passion for creating a stronger culture of communication and participatory leadership in the military, an effort greatly enhanced through their work at TC. Here, they've learned how to facilitate the exchange of multiple perspectives to resolve conflicts. They discovered how leading with compassion and mutual respect can break through the processes that prevent groups from solving problems and making decisions. And they learned how to educate the next generation of leaders. Already, they've begun implementing material from TC into leadership development programs from West Point to the Canadian Armed Forces. Army Captain Chris Matos said that he and his fellow Eisenhower cohort members have learned more from their civilian classmates than they could ever anticipate. We all spend so much time around people who think and see the world just like us, he said. There's so much more to learn just by listening to other people. 2 cohort members will continue to lead Special Forces units around the globe. 3 will manage strategy at West Point to further develop the character and honor of military citizens and leaders. And 11 will serve as training officers, training, mentoring, and supervising groups of more than 400 cadets or cadet candidates. Several will also be doing some tactical leadership work as new parents. In the last year, 4 babies were born to the group, and 5 more are on the way. So congratulations to all of you. And our sincere thanks for your service and your citizenship. You make us very proud. Graduates, the important work that all of you are doing in pursuit of social justice and civic engagement is very much at the core of what makes TC great. In this room are educators who will help students from traditionally underrepresented groups see themselves as future mathematicians, scientists, and engineers, bringing much-needed diversity to our nation's workforce in the STEM field. Others among you will help shape education and the path to civic participation for millions of young people now living in refugee camps and communities around the world. Some will create better educational assessments that genuinely help teachers understand barriers to student learning and tailor their instruction to individuals' needs. Some of you will reshape liberal arts and civic education for a generation of American college students who hail from cultures all around the world. Others will create algorithms that reduce bias in data science, enabling schools and organizations to leverage responsibly big data in the pursuit of social and educational justice. And still others will devise new methods for understanding and untangling the intractable conflicts that threaten the very safety of our planet. In the words of the great TC professor Morton Deutsch, who we lost in March, violence and war are potentials of humans, but they are not inevitabilities. All of you will have a hand in changing the lives, the trajectories of those you touch for the better. And they will change you. Why? Because the diplomas you leave with today stand for more than a resolve to confront what is wrong in our society and to make it right. They are also a summons for you to continue to deepen your knowledge and understanding of the students you teach, their cultures, their experiences, their realities, so you can work with them to achieve brighter futures. The challenges confronting our society are daunting, but my faculty colleagues and I are optimistic about the future because we have taken full measure of your talents, integrity, and fitness to become leading thinkers, advocates, professionals, and scholars. We are confident that individually and collectively you will make the greatest possible difference in the world, and that you will both be and create outstanding citizens in the course of your work. You will reinvigorate the civic purposes of education, psychology, and health. This is your time. Keep bright the chain of social justice and the striving for civic good that started for all of us at TC's founding. Congratulations. We have now reached the moment in this ceremony when we honor an extraordinary individual whose life's work has advanced the cause of education while upholding TC's core mission to foster excellence and equity in the fields we serve. Among those honored at past ceremonies were Archbishop Desmond Tutu, Coretta Scott King, Senator George Mitchell, Pete Seeger, Thomas Friedman, Gail Collins, Spike Lee, Linda Darling Hammond, Temple Grandin, and the Reverend Dr. Calvin O. Butts. This year, we honor 4 preeminent scholars and practitioners: Jacqueline Woodson, Melissa Fleming, Madhav Shavan, and Khalil Gibran Mohammed. I am pleased to welcome TC Professor Alex Bowers, joined by Provost Thomas James, to introduce Madhav Shavan. Thank you.
It is my pleasure to invite our medalist, Madhav Shavan, to join us at the podium. Madhav Shavan, in describing India's efforts to become truly educated, you often referenced a hero from one of its ancient epics whose caste prevents him from using his archery skills. Yet, in a tale that is equally epic, you have enabled millions of India's youth to read and shown that progress is possible on an even grander scale. In 1988, while teaching chemistry, you wrote Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi about India's education crisis. When a dialogue ensued, you joined the National Literacy Mission. In 1995, with UNICEF, you created a self-sustaining preschool in a Mumbai slum, and so began Pratham, now India's largest non-government provider of basic literacy and numeracy for underprivileged children. Pratham teaches 1 million students in 1,000 villages and reaches millions more as communities and states adopt its methods. Pratham targets the high dropout rate among girls and students' all-important transition from 5th to 6th grade. Recently, Pratham's annual status of education report prompted India to require all states to define expected learning levels for students in grades 1 to 5. You have said that, quote, governments can't make people literate. People have to make themselves literate. Thus, Pratham is backed by some of India's most prominent business leaders, mobilizes some 375,000 community volunteers, and does, in fact, partner with government, particularly at the village level, where policies and practices do not change with each election cycle. Pratham also commands a legion of supporters abroad, including 14 chapters across the United States. Now you propose a new vision to promote learning skills, rather than mere knowledge transfer. In your age-stage system, youngsters would learn in small neighborhood daycare centers, advance to children's clubs to focus on a subject or skill, sports, and the arts, and as teens, learn online, assisted by licensed tutors.
Madhav Chavan, for your inspired vision of a better future, for your extraordinary ability to infuse others and inspire others, and above all, for your unflagging commitment to ensuring that all children realize their right to receive a quality education. We proudly present you with the Teachers College Medal for Distinguished Service.
When you hear all these good things being said about yourself, at least I get a kind of an out-of-body experience. Thank you, President Furman, trustees, faculty, and so on. I would have actually loved to hear and give my time away to Jamie, who's going to follow me. Because I think it's time that we listen to younger people much more than old people. Are you going to come? No, seriously. First, let me start by congratulating all of you. You've done some hard work. Learning is hard work. I think I should congratulate the faculty because teaching is always hard work. It doesn't matter whether you teach preschoolers or you teach graduate students. But I also want to congratulate parents, as President Furman did. Parents, friends, relations, and I'm glad I came walking through the procession there because I could see the faces, the happy faces, faces expecting something great to happen with you all guys, aspirational and so on. And I like that because without their support and their participation, I don't think you people would have learned what you did. You may not actually realize it today, but you will eventually. Because the old proverb that says it takes a village to educate a child, no matter how little or older the child is, and I know there are some people in this crowd who are 40, 50, 60-year-old, and you're still children when you're in school. So it does take a village to educate a child. And it is that village that's sitting in the back rows over there, without which you wouldn't have learned. When I finished my PhD at Ohio State and did a postdoctoral at the University of Houston and went back to India in '86, my father, who's a part of my village, asked me a question, which I'm going to kind of pose to you. The question was, he said, what do you think is going to happen over the next 25 or 30 years? And I says, I've just about got a job, 25, 30 years, I don't think that far. He said, no, try to think because life is going to change. And this was in '86. I'm sure some of you were not born at that time. But if you look, I started working, as Alex told you, I started working in the field of literacy in '88, '89. And from then onwards, you can see so many things have changed. I'm sure not all because of me. One of the big things that happened I mean, you do know how information technology took over, all sorts of things started happening. Relevant to what I do, India's population went from 830 odd million to now 1.34 billion. We added 500 million people to the population. I wasn't responsible for that. Partly, yes, but not fully. The world population went from about 4.5 billion to now 7.275, I don't know the latest figure, something like that, billion people. But the interesting thing is, in India, although we added 500 million more people to the population, we actually ended up in the same period providing schools for 96% children. So today when we do the survey, and we do a massive survey across the country, we find that 96% children say, yes, we go to school. Not daily maybe, not regularly maybe, but we go to school. And the good news is that this population has now, the addition of children has stopped growing. That is to say that population will grow, India's population will grow. There was a remarkable man called Hans Rosling who died last year. He explained that world population is going to grow not because more children are going to be born, but because fewer people are going to die, which is a very interesting thing. And so, I think now, at least as far as India is concerned, and maybe the world, we have enough infrastructure, at least to say that there are schools, so there are teachers and so on. I'm sure there are lots of problems, but it is done. So we've taken care of a big problem, but there's another problem, and our survey shows that nearly 50% children who go to grade 5 can't read or do a simple numeracy problem. Now, I know that many of you, most of you, are not going to become teachers, and I was warned that many of you are going to be leaders, educational leaders, organizational leaders, and I shouldn't talk to you only as teachers. But that's not the point. You are going to become a part of that village which is going to educate children, you like it or not. Because the world has changed in many other ways. The one big thing that has happened, as you all know, is information technology. And everybody says that education is going to change because of this information technology. But is that all that is changing? And here's a thought I want to leave you with. You see, before the Industrial Revolution, before these schools came into existence, the whole world was a non-linear space. And with Industrial Revolution, we started putting things in some linear fashion. So yeah, production was, what are those called? Assembly lines. Railways were linear. With aeroplanes, it started becoming non-linear. But by and large, life was linear. The main feature of the new technology that has come is that it is non-linear. It shapes your life in a non-linear manner. Our education, the way we learn through the life, has always, in the last couple of 100 years, been a linear process. And this linear process is not adequate to educate our children. It's not about children not learning to read. People say that with these schools, and everywhere, I'm sure you heard this, that the schools are failing and teachers are being blamed. But I'm sure it's not the teachers, it's not the schools that are failing, it's the whole system that has a problem. Because the life is moving in a non-linear fashion, whereas we are trying to push the learning process, the process of education, in a linear fashion. Now think about it. I know this is not a lecture hall. I'd love to come to Teachers College some other day and talk about this a little more. But it is because of this non-linearity that is coming into our life that a contradiction is created between how children are thinking, how children want to grow up, what children want to do, or young people want to do, and what the systems are providing. And this is where young people will be, that's at my request, they're not being rude. So this non-linearity is something that we need to understand. The inadequacy of the school system, of the education system, is this linearity, and how we are going to find solutions to this linearity is something that we need to think about. And as you become this village, you will be teaching some children in classrooms for sure, but that classroom is going to undergo change, and will it? That's the question I'm going to ask you. As parents, you're going to look at children and say, how is my child going to grow up? The whole point as we go in the next 30 years or so to a population of close to 11 billion around the world is bringing up children. It's not just educating children, it's about bringing up children. How do we bring up children? The school has become more or less like a daycare center. It is a daycare center. It's a learning place as well. But now there are many places where children can learn, and there's one place where children have to be taken care of. So how will this whole community look after the children? How will they help them grow? How will they help them learn values that are important? That is going to be the challenge before this world community. And I think for the next generations to come, we will need a global village to educate our children. And it's not going to be limited to reading, writing, and arithmetic. I want to end by talking about a remarkable man who probably sat in one of these convocations 102 years ago. I don't know whether that actually happened then or not, but there was a gentleman called B.R. Ambedkar. There are records that say that he got his first master's degree from Columbia, not at the Teachers College, but in the law school. And later on, he went on to get a PhD in the law school. This gentleman was born in a family that was branded untouchable in the Indian society. But in his early years, he had to sit outside the classroom because he was an outcast person. But from there he rose, with help from the village surrounding him and many supporters. There he rose to come here. I don't know how he did it. I don't know how he got into Columbia. Maybe somebody can do a little historical research and find out how he got here. It's important. It's not just because that one person came here, but what he did afterwards with his life. He did his PhD, but he also at the same time started social justice movements against untouchability in India, and he grew up to become an icon of India's social justice movements. Now this Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, growing up in an untouchable family, getting a PhD from Columbia, that was not enough. Not becoming a social justice icon was not enough. When India became independent, he was appointed the chairman of the drafting committee of India's constitution. So he became the architect of India's constitution, and by constitution, India abolished untouchability. But his fight had to continue. And I'm thankful that a university where Dr. Ambedkar went to school, got his master's, got his PhD, and in his memoirs, he has declared his debt to Professor John Dewey, who was closely associated with the Teachers College as well, and so on. So I'm delighted that I was invited. I'm very happy that our work was recognized by the Teachers College, and I wish you all the best as a global community to bring up the next generations. Thank you.
Please welcome our student speaker, Jamie C. Libro, Master's Candidate, Department of Organization and Leadership.
Okay, students, you thought you were done, but there's actually one more question you need to answer before they're gonna let you graduate today. A couple of people in the front look scared. You ready? What is the loudest creature in the ocean? A blue whale? That's a really good answer. That's what I thought it was too. But actually, the loudest creature in the ocean is a pistol shrimp, a tiny little shrimp about the size of your thumb. And it's able to create the largest sound waves in the ocean. The way that it works is it's able to trap a bubble in its claw, and when it pops the bubble, it releases at the speed of a bullet and creates heat as hot as the sun. This kills or stuns small fish in the area and scares away predators thinking there's a giant blue whale in the vicinity. One of the reasons I find this so fascinating is that I'm really intrigued by hidden strengths. None of us, when we were thinking about the loudest creature in the ocean, were thinking about a tiny little shrimp. Graduates, when you're thinking about your own hidden talents, what might they be? Well, it's my job to figure that out. I'm an executive coach for Gallup, and we use strengths theory to find people's greatest areas of potential, which, like the pistol shrimp's talents, are often hidden. Then we develop those talents in kind of an unconventional way. Rather than fixing weaknesses, we try to amplify your strengths. So let's say the pistol shrimp were one of my clients. Rather than making it stronger or faster, I would teach it to be even louder. Now, there is a caveat. When we take our strengths too far, they can actually be dangerous. According to Gallup's strengths assessment, my greatest talent is that I'm an achiever. I wake up every day needing to accomplish something, even on the weekends, even on vacation, and I have huge expectations for myself. Yes, I have a feeling this is a trait I share with a lot of your graduates, and it's a fantastic trait, however, I can misapply it. For example, on my first final at Columbia, I scored a 99%, and I actually consider it one of the great failures of my life. Let me explain. 1 week before the test, I experienced a terrible tragedy. I lost my daughter, Portia, unexpectedly. I was 36 weeks pregnant. I felt her slow down, went to the doctor, and to make a long story short, they thought nothing was wrong, and she died that night. And to make matters worse, my mother had just died of lung cancer. The way that I coped with losing my daughter was I leaned on my strengths too much. I'm an achiever, so even though I had just lost my daughter, I just focused on acing that test and blocked everything else out of my life. My achiever instinct was to go right back to work, but fortunately, I had some unbelievable partners, just like the previous speaker mentioned. Our partners are so important. My husband, my family, my colleagues at Gallup, and they convinced me that I should take 2 months to just recuperate. It was completely against my nature, but I'm so glad that I listened to them, because instead of channeling that achiever energy into work, I put 110% effort into my own healing and into supporting my family, such as my 2-year-old Lucy, who actually yelled out blue whale before. So when I did return to work, I set a new record for my role, and I built up the courage to try to have another baby. And that baby, Lydia, is also here. Thank you. In my case, I needed some complementary partners to be able to properly apply my strengths. This is true for the pistol shrimp as well. The pistol shrimp is actually blind. It can't see anything. And so it doesn't know that predators are nearby until it's too late to trick them. And so what's so fascinating is that everywhere in the ocean that you see a pistol shrimp, you'll see them bonded for life with a goby fish. The pistol shrimp will hold the goby's antenna. When the goby senses danger, it'll give like a little wiggle. And then the goby will hide, the pistol shrimp pops his bubble, and then they're both safe and they're both fed. For the pistol shrimp and the goby fish, finding a partner is literally life or death. Fortunately for us, it's not so dramatic, but it is really important. Complementary partners might be exactly what we need to really amplify our strengths. What I've learned through my experience at Columbia, at Teachers College, is that success is not about acing tests and getting good grades. Success is understanding what matters to you and putting your time there. I will always go above and beyond to achieve success. However, I have learned to redefine what success means and to redirect my energy. At the beginning of this speech, we discussed how hard it is to see someone's talents. It could be just as difficult to see their pain. For some reason, we hide both of these things. If we want to make progress, achieve success, be truly happy, we need to bring all of this out into the open and enlist our friends, our families, and our mentors' help. Graduates and guests, wherever you end up going, I hope you bring your authentic self forward, that you have compassion for people, knowing just how much we all hide. I hope you look for people's hidden strengths, that you fearlessly share yours with the world, and that you have the courage to face the dark side of your strengths with the help of your partners. Good luck and congratulations.
Please welcome Laura Risotto, MA candidate, Music Education, Arts and Humanities.
There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some have gone, and some remain. All these places have their moments with lovers and friends. I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my life, I love them all. But of all these friends and lovers, there's no one who compares with you. And these memories of love, love as something new, though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more. In my life, I love you more. In my life, I love you more.
To recognize each of the master's degree candidates are Tom Rock, Vice Provost of Student Affairs, and Christine Rome, Associate Provost.
At this time, it gives us great pleasure to read the names of those candidates for the Master of Arts, Master of Education, Master of Philosophy, and Master of Science degrees at Teachers College, Columbia University. All degrees will be conferred at the Columbia University ceremony tomorrow. Thank you very much. And now, the candidates for the Master of Arts, Master of Education, Master of Philosophy, and Master of Science degrees.
I'd like to welcome the candidates in the Department of Human Development. Lauren Fox.
Elizabeth Monroe.
Junyoung Park.
Nishant Kandoy.
Diamond Smith Edmonds.
Marielle Alano.
Sharmeen Islam.
Catherine Woolard.
Faithram Zhang.
Xiaoxi Zhang.
Anna Amato.
Haoyang Zhang.
Alexis Jackson.
Zixuan Yu.
Summer Shahid.
Chang Li Yu,
Allison Hicks,
Joshine Lee,
Kristen Budd,
Hala El Barawi,
Sarah Ballard,
Lauren Milo,
Laura Guerra,
Shiyu Zhen,
Sunmin Lee,
Jiayi Zhang,
Joshua Coleman,
Weimin Shi,
Sean Ding,
Ziyun Louis,
Yan Shu,
Jiaying Wang,
Ing Ji,
Shengyi Chao,
Fanze Mong,
Yingying Jiang,
Xinwan Zhang,
Liki Gou,
Tiango Xiang,
Yipin Lei,
Junji Chen,
Sihang Yu,
Edwin Chu,
Jiaki Wu,
Zizi Ni,
Keishang Wang,
Sharon Christie Ko,
Yifu Liu,
Amy Cummings,
Jiasi Yang,
Yuqian Singh,
Christine Chesbro,
Ruasi Wang,
Nirmalise Kolan Acosta,
Shuiyao Cui,
Laura Malkovich,
Danfei Hu,
Josh Repe,
Yuyan Xu,
Lauren Slusser,
Shuai Kwang,
Kelsey Werner,
Wenhui Huan,
Natasia Sidarto,
Nakami Green,
Tiffany Wong,
Ricardo Rivera,
Ye Sin,
Yu Shen,
Shufei Gao,
Anqi Wang,
Beitong Yan,
Siyu Song,
Meredith Stevens,
Yujie Wang,
Leela Rossler,
Jennifer Castellanos,
Gamzi Cartel,
Shoyi Qi,
Danae McCoy,
Jiru Chang,
Mary Frances Layden,
Zaylin Wang,
Zhenghan Zhao,
Muha Wang,
Claire Short,
Rujia Chen, Stella Zhu, Wenqi Wang, Muyang Li,
Will the students and the faculty from the Department of Human Development please stand and recognize our graduates?
Congratulations. I'd now like to welcome the candidates in the Department of International and Transcultural Studies. Karihana Janae Morrison,
Shannon Cobran,
Haesoon Lee,
Camille Price,
Violet Kim,
Cassidy Grubbs,
Ingjia John,
Stephanie Bent,
Ziyi Ye,
Jennifer Turner,
Matthew Wingert,
Sarah Wiener,
Yuen Liang,
Annie Foreman,
Jiaoqi Chu,
Shenshen Hu.
Brittany Wilcox.
Sophia Collis.
Joyce Katsimparas.
Danielle Falk.
Anissa Latif.
Dominique Spencer.
Mariad Rivera Nieves.
Lubna Kayali.
Melissa Fernandez.
Lauren Smits.
Sarah Dingby.
Mariana Castro.
Jiseon Jeong.
Cassandra Ziegler.
Xiaoyan Deng.
Sarah Fraj.
Yuthan Liu.
Lizbeth Morales.
Ian Chan.
Landon Spilsbury.
Sanal Cheda.
Kelsey Emma Woodrick.
Stacy DiMarino.
Anne Burley.
Nadia Rizvi.
Jessica Sarles Dinsick.
Shanza Qureshi.
Riaz Khan.
Fatima Adel Wahab.
Inji Choi.
Kiara Fuller.
Zi Hu.
Funling Ong.
Jung Yuen Kim.
Sophia Antun.
Stephanie Templeton.
Melissa Mott.
Oru Shandani.
Jennifer Johnson.
Vivian Zhao.
Caitlin McKinnon.
Shay Jian.
Misbah Budwani.
Suyuan Wang.
Xiao Shu Du.
Sophie Chen.
Zara Mirza.
Shinji Katsumoto.
Victoria Lee.
How Young Yu.
Nestor Serrano.
Will the students and the faculty from the Department of International and Transcultural Studies please stand and recognize our graduates?
Hey, congratulations. I'd now like to welcome the candidates in the Department of Mathematics, Science, and Technology. Nigel Frazier.
Rong 2.
Ying Jin.
Sabrina Hussein.
Raichen Liu.
Sebastian Opazo Marchetti.
Catherine Vona.
Nicola Ulam Law.
Lindsay Horbatuk.
Elliot Huao.
Wen Zhang.
Santiago Caride.
Yang Wu.
Kayan Sanyal.
Christian Gonzalez.
Lizelle Serrano.
Yiling Liao.
Sylvia Birch Rojas.
Erica Toto.
Ninjel Buta.
Areta Jikali.
Elizabeth Brennan.
June In.
Brad Ashley.
Chengqi Peng.
Helena Patilla.
Benjamin Hoser.
Singi Den.
Matthew Friedland.
Shanshan Cheng.
Reina Jopa.
Juanwen Liang.
Andrea Horowitz.
Kwan Mei Ma.
Christy Wong.
April Wong.
Orly Benin.
Chia Chen.
Lena Yoon.
Lael Scarborough.
Catalina Adorno.
Matthew Meangrew.
Jose Martinez.
Gabrielle Juan.
Lauren Kronthal.
Daniela DeMeglio.
Jacqueline Bonhart.
Catherine Maitner.
Wang Ki Karine Ng.
Tiffany Wong.
Annie Lawton Scurfield.
Sylvia Yoon.
Raghav Pandya.
Hairi Yu.
Rachel Laman Singh.
Inhei Lee.
Michael Chang.
Nicole Whittles. Aw.
Justin Grimm Greenblatt.
Deanna Grazioli.
Liang Li.
Richard Yang.
Priti Parekh.
Anthony LaGrega.
Jennifer DeLeon.
Amanda Benowitz.
Vitalis Nzikum.
Jocelyn Foreman.
Yua Chen.
Marian Carmelu.
Sophie Lee.
Elizabeth Wilson.
Jiajing Chen.
Meredith Bannon.
Zenzhen Ma.
Karen Oyang.
Young Luol.
Sheba Samuel.
Manchi Ding.
Shannon Arrington.
Juyan Fong.
Will the students and the faculty from the Department of Mathematics, Science, and Technology please stand and recognize our graduates?
Congratulations. I'd now like to welcome the candidates in the Department of Organization and Leadership. Kenneth Lay.
Eric Wilson.
Go over there. Christopher Matos.
Reher Liu.
Josh Martin.
Erica Levy.
Timothy Kilty.
Nailia Laiti.
Jacqueline Assis.
Joanne Bowman.
Nicholas Kalitka.
Robert Muller.
Christine Chang.
Monique Harena.
Nicole Crusay.
Oliver Schneiderman.
Mike Brantover.
Brenda Edwards.
Brian Blackburn.
Megan Houghton.
Alex Duncan.
Victoria Karamansi.
Chris Countoriotis.
Tracy Dodd.
William Alsip.
Tia Carter.
Robert Van Way.
Heather Kane.
Julie Leggett.
Leah Beard.
Jonathan Leggett.
Taryn Kinney.
Matthew Clark.
William Hamilton.
Christopher Sproul.
Leah Solomon.
Yujung Lee.
Bibiana Leitchi.
Najish Monir.
Kyra Paul Ramirez.
Anjana Narayanan.
Matthew Stringer.
Smriti Shati.
Elizabeth Santini.
Yajini Baluja.
Chad Kirk.
Lena Trujillo.
Kaylin Ahern.
Gabriel Suarez.
Dorothy Lee.
Yuchen Sun.
Claire Moore.
Manveer Graywall.
Rhapsody Douglas.
Meghna Vanjani.
Najel Tejay Shing.
Mayor Mary Joseph.
Bloon Huang.
Joaquin Reyes.
John Kensler.
Marcia Carrera Reyes.
Christina Kazarowski.
Devin Domingo.
Brenna Passmore. Brenna Passmore is accompanied by her father, William Passmore, TC's Professor of Practice of Social Organizational Psychology.
Yinan Wu.
Beth Antonelli.
Jennifer Tsai.
Rachel Clem.
Wei Tao.
Wilnika Childs.
Paysun Sim.
Lisa Cataldo.
Qingxin Zhang.
Barbara Henderson.
Andrea Tachi.
Avon Janine Watts.
Julie Yoon.
Kathy Grandchamps.
Hiemi Kwan.
Madeline Mason.
Yajin Lan.
Geeta George Shapiro.
Megan Axel.
Emily Butler.
Ankita Agarkar.
Miriam Garcia.
Anthony Young.
Chana DeBellis.
Jeremy Uccello.
Matthew Fries.
Benjamin Roberts.
Aaron Plunkett.
Joshua Powell.
Zach Fine.
Dana Cushing.
Ilana Elias.
Ramon Guiterres.
Kate Bergen.
Susana Fotino.
Jane Saligian.
Jared Heimowitz.
Timothy Doheny.
Martine Olea.
Ruben Weiss.
Alice Lowe.
Sarah Racuglia.
Jacqueline Muniz.
Caitlin Fitzmaurice.
Stevie Luera.
Kelly Hoffman.
Jennifer Bard.
Mitchell Walton.
Jessica Alexander.
Sophie Madam.
Ross Anderson.
Angel Hu.
Terrence Mitchell.
Rashmi Shankar.
Yushema Batts.
Jamie Libro.
Aaron Lawson.
Philippa Ross.
Eric Wrench.
Rand El Sheikh.
Patricia Gonzalez.
Lindy Furstenberg.
Will Miller.
Jenny Marquise.
William Bosey.
Caitlin Anzalone.
Srividya Kanisan Ratma.
Mami Fujishima.
Nana Christensen.
Juliet Unfried.
Edva Madonis.
Rebecca Achen.
Nicole Crimmins.
Julianne Corman.
Zachary Viliani.
Olivia Westbrook Gold.
Caroline McGowan.
Kelly Gase.
Stephen Cushman.
Tara Oberg.
Rachel Woolslayer.
Amy Lakashevitz.
Gail Leibowitz.
Brian Allen.
Sarah Quinn.
Vanessa Gonzalez Siegel.
Ashanti Rhymes.
Brett Fuller.
Belinda Anderson.
Rodolfo Sanchez.
Xiaoming Hall.
Matt Latessa.
Peter Krates.
Minjung Kim.
Kiana Fox.
Corey Earl.
Rosalie O'Brien.
Samantha Mendez.
April Jenkins.
Rashna Kalra.
Bianca Matthew.
Sarah Nakvi Saeed.
Candace Jones.
Aisha Esquivel.
Stephanie Almanzar.
Samantha Mon.
David Flaxman.
Yuritsa Gonzalez.
Joshua Wolf.
Rosium Barzi Caro.
Nick Zozel Johnson.
Alicia Johnson.
James Manuru.
Amanda Goodwin.
Vanessa Taglia.
Jessica Sudek.
Aaron Snyder.
Gregory Goulden.
Travis Cooper.
Carter Townsend.
Lynn Cornell.
Sonia Belgrave.
Lori Piet.
Chayla Green.
Andrew DeVore.
Caitlin O'Neill.
Carla McMullen.
Courtney Cronin.
Lauren Rogers.
Colette Finley.
Shelby Hammer.
Carl Hess.
Marshall Carroll.
Gunjun Yoon.
Peter Locke.
Garrett Chikowitz.
Gabriel Aviles.
Eliza McLaren.
Francis Malik.
Mangli Lusardi.
Nathaniel Vish.
Erica Jones.
William Orban.
Marie John.
Mark Reuben Boswell Jr.
Steve Zhao.
Bo Garrett.
Rebecca Ackerman.
Brian O'Malley.
Nancy Noto.
Adam Winston Fisher.
Elizabeth Erickson.
James Carroll.
Chloe Dawson.
Sydney Charles.
Taiza Baraz.
Yosef Rivkin.
Caroline Tavares da Silva.
Madeline Erb.
Andrew Kyle.
Amy Bourne.
Jasmine Esparza.
Ifat Kabir.
Marissa DeFranca.
Elise Colin.
Megan Bonet.
Brittany Rock.
Carolina Villagrana.
Caitlin Sullivan.
Criselda Mendoza.
Marion Spurrier.
Shannon Feeney.
Daisy Wu.
Monica Trejo.
Suji Churn.
Tammy Hill Washington.
Junpei Kato.
Nancy Nosser.
Huaming Yu.
Benison Inchaki.
Pippi Kessler.
Mingray Yule.
Michael Tapscott.
Nicholas Perry.
Shai Zakarayev.
Jessica Knutson.
Thomas Merrick.
Amber Smith.
Shelby Bartlett.
Michael Drabaugh.
Olivia Tandon.
Taylor Corley.
Louisa Polis.
Emily Yaros.
Nahima Walji.
Catherine Beatty.
Danielle Dixon.
Elizabeth Leverins.
Edward Ogden.
Catherine George.
Sarah Shepard.
Eileen Fitzgerald.
Juan Liu.
Dominique Newt.
Andrew Prince.
Ariane Thomas.
Matthew Troutman.
Andrew Paulson.
Leo Connolly.
Jacqueline Verdon.
Ruji Yamaguchi.
Angeli Lagaska.
Amy Shen.
Aisha Fafana.
Lin Ying Wu.
Stephanie Yabut.
Donette Kelly.
Talia Brownridge Smith.
Sabrina Jasmine.
Will the students and the faculty from the Department of Organization and Leadership please stand and recognize our graduates? And would all of our faculty and all of our students please stand and congratulate our graduates?
And now, for the presentation of the candidates, please welcome Provost Thomas James.
President Furman, Mr. Highland, Mr. Rickert, trustees, faculty, staff, and guests, it is my pleasure as Provost of the College to present you the master's candidates from Teachers College. Please hold your applause until all of the candidates have been recognized. Would the Masters of Arts candidates please stand, be recognized, and remain standing? Would the Masters of Science candidates please stand, be recognized, and remain standing? Would the Masters of Philosophy candidates please stand to be recognized and remain standing? And would the Master of Education students please stand, be recognized, and remain standing? President Furman, I ask you to recommend these students for the granting of their master's degrees tomorrow morning at the Columbia University commencement exercises.
Please welcome Jeffrey Putman, the president of the Teachers College Alumni Association.
Alumni. Let me try that again. Alumni? It is my distinct pleasure to formally welcome you into the Teachers College Alumni Association. As you stand here before this esteemed group, trustees, administrators, your faculty, family, and friends, and alongside your peers, we look on with great pride. Today, at this moment, you join our Alumni Association, a network of over 90,000 professionals, comprising alumni from all 10 academic departments and all walks of life and career stages, who have created this legacy which you are now a part of. Your fellow Teachers College alumni have truly made a global mark, shaping many fields of inquiry and practice. They have done so because of their leadership, tenacity, experience, and wisdom. They have done so because of the people like the ones around you today, building solid support systems and a network of peer mentors. Many would argue that they have done so because of their Teachers College preparation. We know that you too will follow in these footsteps and make your own mark in your respective fields. Just as you occasionally needed some support throughout your time at TC, we know you will need similar resources as you embark on your careers. Look to Teachers College. I am here today to tell you how valuable your participation in your Alumni Association can be. We are colleagues and collaborators, supporters and challengers, mentors and mentees, and most importantly, we are your peers. What holds us all together is our alma mater, Teachers College. While everyone had a slightly different journey, I am certain that no one's path leading to this time and place was free of challenges. I am also certain that along the way you found inspiration, insight, and joy. And many of you have developed what will be lifelong friendships. I encourage you to stay connected to your classmates and fellow graduates as you move forward in your careers, and to tap into the deep pool of expertise and knowledge offered by the broader TC community. We hope to see you at future alumni events and also feature you in future newsletters. Please remember that you will always have a home and a rich community at TC, which you can access physically and virtually. On behalf of your fellow alumni, we all wish you the best in your endeavors. Congratulations and welcome to the Alumni Association.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jack Hyland.
On behalf of the trustees of Teachers College, I want to congratulate each of you on your very special achievement. We thank your family and your friends for joining with the faculty and staff of Teachers College to recognize you, the master's candidates of the class of 2017. Congratulations. Please join us for light refreshments in Russell Courtyard at Teachers College. And for all those who are not students, please wait until the students have left before you leave your cells. Thank you very much.